did pop down.
Came out. So when women are shopping around and they aren't really sure what they want, something that usually gets pushed on them in addition to the 38 snubby might be the Bodyguard, which is a 380 auto. Now if the 380 is something that interests you, we're going to show you some really interesting things about this gun today, and we're going to ask one of my friends, Julie here, who actually has owned this. Hey guys, it's Kelly here from Armed and Feminine, and I am joined today with my friend Julie here. Julie has been shooting with us since the very beginning of Armed and Feminine, which is really cool. And interestingly, when she first went to get her own gun, of course I bring a whole lot of guns to class so you can try them, and I didn't have that on my line. I sort of refused to put this one on my line, and you can talk about that. But then when the time came and she needed to go out and buy her own gun, she ended up with the Smith&Wesson Bodyguard. So I want you just tell me, first of all, because when you showed up with that, I sort of was like, oh, okay. So tell me, what were your reasons that you purchased that gun?
Well, when I went to look for a gun, I really wanted something small so that I can conceal it easily. I wanted a 380 because that was the smallest. I thought the 22 was too small, so I wanted the 380. And yeah, so I held them all in the store, and I thought that fit my hand really well because it was nice and small until I tried to come and shoot it.
All right, so you brought this out to our line the first time, and just tell them, like, what were your experiences with that gun?
Well, I thought it was going to be like the first day that I came to shoot with you. We tried several different pistols, and I did pretty well my first day, but when I got this and I shot it the first time, I was not nearly as accurate as I was with all those other pistols, and realized that it is a lot harder to shoot because it is so small. It's hard to get a good grip on it, and it did not shoot as well.
I know. So, but you stuck with it. You stuck with it that whole first season afterward.
Right, because I bought it.
Yeah, you kept bringing it out, but then you started having additional trouble with it. Like. Right.
So probably the second or third time that I brought it to the range, it would jam. And but I got a lot of practice. I can clear a jam. I'm good. I don't panic. I just clear it, drop it.
Yeah.
But after that, then the magazine started to pop out several times, and it just continued to get worse, so it had never really been easy. I never carried it because it's just not reliable. And I don't want to be in a situation where I pull it out and it jams, or the magazine pops and I'm in trouble. So.
You know, so something we're always looking at when we say number one is reliability. You know, when you need that gun to go off, it needs to work. You know, and certainly we look at user error, we look at ammunition, is that a bad thing? And then the gun. And I know you worked and worked and worked to try to master that thing, but it just never was really reliable. And I really hate to pick on that, but a number of other people have brought this to some additional trainings that I've had, and it doesn't withstand, like when we're out here shooting 200 and 300 rounds training, it doesn't withstand any of that. It generally will fail. So then you put on your big girl pants.
Put on my big girl pants, and I bought a Glock 43, and I love it.
All right, so you went up in a caliber to 9mm, so I didn't have to tease you anymore.
No, you didn't have to tease me anymore. The ammo is cheaper in the 9mm than the 380.
Yeah, isn't that you pay less for you know, a bigger cartridge?
And it's only a little bit bigger. It's not a lot bigger, but you have a good grip, and you're able to control it more, and it shoots much more accurately, and very rarely do I have any issues with it.
So today we have brought with us, just to compare apples to apples, to our Smith&Wesson Bodyguard. We don't have the Ruger LCP here, which pretty much equates to this. I have seen that fail multiple times on our line as well and in training. But I brought along with me the Glock 42. That is something that I do put on my line because somebody might be interested in that 380, and it is indeed reliable. And then we have your 43. I have that one also, but you have yours here today. So just to compare apples to apples, we're going to take a look at the Bodyguard versus the Glock 42. When we take a look at them in terms of length, we only get slightly more here in terms of our length, but the barrel's the important part, because remember, the longer the barrel, the easier the felt recoil feels to you. So what we get though is half an inch longer on our barrel from the Glock 42 than we do from the Bodyguard, and actually that half inch, even on a 380, really helps to manage that felt recoil to you a whole lot more. And when we look at the height, it's almost negligible here, but the grip is indeed a lot fatter. Lack of a better word. It's wider. So when you were talking about not being able to get a really good grip on this Bodyguard because it was so small and so thin, you actually do get a far better grip. Now I have a Talon on this one, but still, even on your 43 without a Talon, you feel a much better grip. Alrighty, so when we look at the magazines, each of them is 6 capacity, so 6 plus 1, so they're even in that regard. But in terms of weight, people are like, you said I wanted something lightweight, right? Well, guess what? This Bodyguard is 12 ounces. This Glock 42 is only 14. So we get a ½ inch longer barrel, which is going to help to manage that recoil a whole lot better. A little more size and only 2 ounces more to carry. You checked that was empty. So if we were to, place that where, I'm not sure exactly where you carry, but boy, if we look sideways, that is really a nice slim profile. Really not that much different from what people buy this for in terms of concealability right here. So, going up a little bit in size and really negligible in weight for a more reliable gun. Amen. So we are going to actually let Julie shoot this gun. And I know, what'd you say to me?
Oh, something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
It's not going to work right, but we're going to try.
We're going to try. When's the last time we actually shot it?
2 weeks ago.
Why?
I attempted to because I wanted to see if I had to get it fixed or I wanted to sell it, but I didn't want to give it to anybody else. So.
Sure. And we'll also know that this is a double action only trigger, so it's that long, heavier trigger pull. And of course our Glock is striker fire here. So these triggers, so what did you notice in the triggers? Even though yours is the 43, real similar to this 42. Trigger difference?
Yes.
Which means?
Which means I really enjoy the other one. The longer trigger pull, the more I,
Right, because it's sort of a
I'm waiting for it, and
struggle, and you pull it up because it's longer and heavier. So generally about a 5.5 pound trigger pull on this. So say the specs, and let's see how we do. Ready?
Ready.
All right, so for both of these guns, we are just going to use some Remington UMC 95 grain in the 380 auto. So we're going to keep apples to apples again. We're going to shoot the same ammunition out of it. And you said, I don't want to load it yet, right? Because
a lot of times it doesn't work very good. So I want to show if something happens.
All right, I'm going to step out of your way. You do what you do, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, sometimes when I put this magazine in, I have to jam it a few times because it doesn't work right. So we are going to see what happens here. This is the Bodyguard 380. Okay, it did stay. It stayed. All right, so that's good. What has been happening is the magazine pops out, or it gets jammed, or
is that because of where the magazine release is? Maybe with your grip, you accidentally sort of hit that because of the placement of that release? We
were trying that, and then I started shooting it with my left hand, and I started shooting it one-handed, and it was still happening.
Oh.
So when I used both hands, I was hitting that.
Right.
So then I went to one hand where there was no way for me to hit that, and it still popped out. And then I did left-handed, and it was still popping out.
All right, let's see what we got today.
We are going to try to see how many. I think there was 6 in here.
6. Yep.
So we are going to see how many actually.
Okay, have at it.
Okay.
Nice and tall. What was that?
Already. Something has happened.
Tapping that. Did it chamber?
Can't see it.
Tap and rack. It didn't feed.
See?
Didn't feed. So there we go. The magazine popped out of it again. So you're just going to have to re-rack it because it's empty. So it didn't feed. Failure to feed. All right.
Okay, now we got one. Yeah.
All right.
Now we got it again. We'll try it again. We'll try it again. And it popped out.
Came out. So because it's popping, the magazine is popping down, it's not able to rip off that next cartridge and feed it into the chamber. So yeah, check it.
So I'm gonna try to shoot it one-handed to make sure that I'm not hitting that mag release button, because I think I was hitting that mag release button.
Yeah, so it might just be bad placement of that. All right.
Okay, so I'm just gonna shoot it one-handed, and you can see that I'm not touching that. I'm not gonna move my hands. I'm just going to pull the trigger. And it popped out.
It popped out? Oh my
and
word.
you can see that I did not
All right,
touch that.
I think we've had about enough of that one.
So I would not carry this because it is not reliable. I did not hit that once.
Yeah, I know. And usually with your 43, you're pretty dead on.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and drop that magazine, and I want you to rack it no fewer than 2 times. Was that a... Cool. Alrighty, so I just gave Julie the Glock 42, which she is not used to shooting. She's used to shooting the 43. But we are going to keep apples to apples, just in terms of, you know, caliber and size. And already you're feeling a difference.
Yes, already the grip is so much more comfortable. It's a little bit wider. I can feel it, and we have the same ammo and the same
ammunition. Yep, not a big... Okay, so let's see what you got.
Okay.
It's similar to your 43.
All right, it's racked.
All right, well, if you could hear, we're shooting steel, and you actually hit your target.
Yeah,
Most times. For a gun you've never tried. And actually, this has far better sights, too. You know, the 42 has the traditional Glock ball and cup sights on it, and that Bodyguard has, like, no markings whatsoever on its sight. So this is a lot easier to acquire your sight picture, too. So it didn't fail.
Nope, it didn't fail. It shot really well. It was more comfortable. More reliable.
Easier to maintain what recoil there is in a 380, because remember, that half-inch barrel makes a world of difference. So, all right, let's head back to the bench.
All right.
Alrighty, so just a real quick demonstration, because this is indeed your gun and something similar to yours, and you shot them both. And what we want to determine today is, although small and concealable with both of them, which both of those is. So, no comparison reliability, right?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
And so your experience with both of them?
I would definitely go with this one. I don't know why it jams every single time, or the magazine pops out, or I've never been able to shoot more than 2 rounds without something happening now.
Yeah, well, actually we kind of got 3 out of it, and then we just sort of got tired because we have a few left here. So, you know what, folks, you know, reliability, #1 in terms of what you're going to use for your carry pistol. And so you can get something small and concealable and lightweight that's still going to do that trick for you. So I want to thank my friend Julie here for coming out and bringing her gun and being our guinea pig today.
Anytime,
so thank you, my
anytime.
friend. And I want to thank our friends at SSP Eyewear here. Yay, they provide all the eyewear here for us here at Armed and Feminine, and they do a great job. So I'm Kelly from Armed and Feminine. Thanks to Julie and our production crew here. Hit the subscribe button if you like over here. If you'd like to see another video, you can click here. Remember, it's your life.
Protect it.
Protect it! Thought you forgot the line. All right, thank you.